What's up guys, I'm Andy from 1A Auto. In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove and reinstall the rear bumper on this 2015 Chevy Silverado. If you need parts for your vehicle, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. To do this job, you don't have to have the vehicle up on a lift. You can do this on the ground. You don't even have to lift it up at all. If it makes it easier, go ahead. What I'm going to do is this bolt right here that goes to the bed, I'm going to loosen it up. There's a total of 8 bolts that hold this bed on. The 2 front ones right here, and then on the other side near the gas tank, I'm just going to loosen. I'm going to take a 18mm socket, an extension, and a breaker bar. Loosen it up. So just loosen that one up, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So it's about an inch. Dropped it down about an inch. So this one's loose as well. Now around the bed, up here, I'm going to take this bolt out. You can see that one. And the other side as well. And then the back 2 on each side. All right, so the bolt right here on the frame, it's kind of hard to see. It's pretty stuck in there, so I am going to use some rust penetrant and let it soak for a little bit. So I'm just going to spray it down this tube right here. Take that out. Then this one and that one. And it might make it easier if you take your spare tire down. This vehicle doesn't have a spare tire. So if it's in your way, take it down. To get these 2 back bolts, what I'm gonna do is take an 18mm socket, a shorter one with a universal joint, and then I can get in there from this angle. If you didn't have a trailer hitch, you could get it from straight under. Now I'm going to take these 2 bolts out on the back. These attach to the bumper bracket right there. I'm going to use a 22mm socket extension and a breaker bar. Take those both out. Then I'm going to take this bolt out on each side. There's a 15mm socket and a ratchet. Now we can take the plate lamp bulbs out. Well, we don't need to take the bulbs out, but just take the sockets out. And then there's these retainers right here. Just grab a trim tool, take these fasteners off, slide this harness over here. Pop those off. Some of these are gonna break, and that one's already broken. Grab the lamp, twist it, slide it out. Move this wiring harness over here. Just have it out of the way. And then we're gonna disconnect this connector. This is for the trailer wiring. There's this little lock tab. You just take a flat blade screwdriver or a trim tool and just pull this out a little bit. Then you can push down on the lock, slide it out, just like that. This is for the spare tire. This is where you would put the rod to lower the spare tire. This just slides on, so when we slide the bumper off, that's just gonna slide out. Now I'm gonna lower the truck all the way to the ground. It's pretty unstable if you leave the truck lifted in the air and you use a pole jack or some other type of jack to raise the bed. The truck could fall off the lift and stuff, so that's not safe. So lower the vehicle all the way down. If you did not take out the bolts in the bed to raise up the bed, the bumper, you wouldn't be able to get it out. There's a bracket right here, which the way the bracket's designed, the bed gets in the way. So you can try to muscle it out, you're gonna struggle. It's gonna be very difficult to do, and you're probably gonna bend the bracket and stuff. And then also, you could take this trim off, but taking this trim off in the vehicle and then taking the bolts out is very difficult to do. So what we do is just leave that in there. You could get a couple guys, have a couple guys on the back of the bed, just raise up on the bed, and then slide the 2x4s underneath. Or we could take a couple pry bars. What I'm gonna do is pry up underneath here, raise up here, and then stick the bigger pry bar under here. Get my piece of wood ready. lift up on the truck and then slide the piece of wood underneath. And I'll do the same for the other side. So with the wood in there, you can see the bed is raised up. You want to make sure you don't stick your fingers in between there and the bed. Just pull on the bumper, just grab right here, and it slides right out. So now we're going to install the rear bumper. You want to get this tube lined up with that spare tire tube when you're putting it on, and also those brackets. Line those brackets up. Be careful not to hit anything. Once that's good, slide it on, and we can leave it positioned just like that, and then we can take those pieces of wood out, lower the truck bed. Just remove the piece of wood. And I'll use another pry bar just to pull the pry bar out from under here. There we go. Right, now I can connect this trailer wiring. Just lock it in place, lock down that connector. Take these plate light bulb wiring harness, slide this over here. And reposition this wire here. Put the socket in the lens and twist it to the right. Resecure these push clips. And then reinstall this light socket in this lens and twist it to the right. Now we want to line this bolt hole up down here. Get this one started. And then this other bolt up top. Just get that started, and we'll do the same with the other side. Then I'm going to take a 15mm socket and a ratchet, tighten this bolt up. I'll do this on both sides. Then with the same 15mm socket and a torque wrench, I'm going to torque this to 30 foot-pounds, and I'll torque the other one as well. Then I'll take a 22mm socket, extension, and a ratchet, tighten these two bottom bolts. Then I'll take a torque wrench and I'll tighten these to 103 foot-pounds. Do the same for the other side. Now, if you have other nuts and bolts that go through there, you're going to want to install those. This vehicle doesn't have them there on either side, so we didn't do that. Now we want to install all the bed bolts, get them at least started. Get that one there, this one here, and the other one over here. And then before we tighten those, the same with the other side. Now we can go back. For the back two, we're going to use the swivel socket and the extension and a ratchet. We'll tighten these two up, and then the rest of them we'll just use a socket and extension and a ratchet. Make sure those are good and tight.
Thanks for watching. Visit 1AAuto.com for quality auto parts shipped to your door, the place for DIY auto repair. And if you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button.